This video is brought to you by World of Warships. Howdy ho, guys and gals. Welcome back to the Den of Tools, still mobile edition here. But we got a new player, and they're asking for a seat at the table, so we're going to throw them in there, see if they can swim in the deep end, as it were. So we're going to compare them against Milwaukee, against Flex, and against Hercules from Harbor Freight. Believe it or not, these are the big three power players when it comes to impact drivers right now. So we're going to toss them in there with the mix, see if they can hang. And then we'll talk about who this company is, why you should pay attention to them, maybe why you shouldn't, and then some more background, basically flesh out the whole story. Let's jump into the action. But before we do that, let me thank today's sponsor. World of Warships is a free-to-play game on PC and apparently also on console. I don't know. I'm not a console gamer, but you know what? It's been great on PC. I've been playing it on and off for years. One of the great things about it that keeps it fresh and exciting is they release new content every single month. They have a ton of maps, they have weather conditions, the whole 9 yards, but it's the ships. You always come back for the ships. They have a ton of different countries to choose from. Each country's got a ton of different ships, and even in those countries, they've got different variations on all those ships, but they have five basic classes. If you want fast and frenetic and just high energy, you want to play a destroyer. Destroyers are where it's at. You're firing your guns, you're launching torpedoes, you're zipping in, zipping out kind of stuff. If you just want to sit back and duke it out and play it more like a game of chess, you want a battleship. You can just sit there and you can range all across the map with those things. That is, I'm not really much for the destroyers. I do play a lot of battleships, but a lot of times I just like a little bit of a mix of both, and that's when I go with the cruisers. The cruisers they're faster than the battleships. They got more armor than the destroyers. They got more guns than the destroyers, but they often have torpedoes as well. They kind of duke it out as well. A lot of great action in the cruisers. And then now they also have subs and carriers. I'll be honest though, it takes a special kind of breed to master those. As I said, I've been playing this game for years. I am truly excited about it. I was thrilled when they reached out to me. This month only though, now you can battle as Vic Rattlehead or Dave Mustaine. Yes, that Dave Mustaine of MEGADETH. If you don't know who MEGADETH is, well, I guess you're just not metal. Anyway, during registration, use the promo code MEGADETH to receive a huge starter pack. It includes 200 doubloons, 500,000 credits, and 7 days of premium account time. It also gives you Vic Rattlehead as a commander and a ship. Download your free-to-play copy of World of Warships now using the first link in the video description down below. Don't forget to use the promo code MEGADETH, and I'll see you on the high seas. All right, let's jump back into it. Here's our three-judge panel, if you will. We got Milwaukee in the center. We got Flex on the right. We got Hercules on the left. Of course, it changes as it rotates. Anyway, 5 amp hour batteries in all three of them. And the contender who wants to see the table, wants to know if he's good enough to play with the big boys. And that's Senix. Again, we got the 5 amp hour battery on him. Let's see what he can do. I mean, look and feel on this. Seems pretty good. Seems he's ready to go. All right, let's do the tail of the tape. We're looking at 120.53 millimeters there for the Hercules. We're coming in on the Flex here, and the Flex is measuring, what do we got there, 118.45, again, all in millimeters. And the Milwaukee's coming, look at that, 113.78. What do we get with the Senix? Where's he going to lie in here? Well, let's bring him in here and see if he can take the crown. Is he going to be the smallest? I don't think so, but it's going to be close here. We're coming in 115.2. That's a pretty small package right there. There they are all lined up. Just understand the numbers may seem big. It's millimeters, but really when you get down to it, day-to-day usage, they're all basically the same. They're right in that same kind of plus or minus kind of category. Let's look at weight here. This is the Senix coming in at 2 pounds even there. Let's see what we got here. The Flex, the big boy here, coming in at 2.8. That's the heftiest one of the bunch. Next, I think we got the Milwaukee here coming in at, well, we got 2.2 there. And then we're going to have the Hercules come in here, and he's going to come in right at 2.2 as well. So, again, all pretty close. The Flex is a little bit bigger, but let's see about performance here. Now, this has got the quick chuck on it. You just snap it right in there like the rest of them. I think we got, what are these, 6-inch screws here? Or are they, I don't remember exactly. Sorry about that. And let's see how it does. Let's do some run times on it. 1.65, not too shabby. Here we got the Herc. It's got the quick inset there on the chuck also. Setting the speeds on these. And again, we're using live wood here. Dead, it's dead wood now, but it's actually fairly freshly cut. This is not, by any means, purely scientific. This is just saying, hey, here's what the big boys perform like in this situation. How does this perform in the same situation? Let's see how the Herc does. 1.085. Well, it's hard to argue with that. Here's Milwaukee. They're the king of the hill. At least they had been. Another, the fast insert there on the chuck. We got all ramped. We got a full battery. We're ready to go. Let's get these started, see what it can do as well. .0725, even faster still. Well, now the flex here, it does not have the quick chuck in there, but it does have the finger button there. You just pop it in to insert it, pop it to release it, ready to go. And I will apologize here. We're not even running full battery. We're only running 3/4 here on the flex, but I think it can handle the handicap. 1.0475, fastest of the day. It had the single fastest run at 1.03. And yeah, since Senix is the new guy, he's trying to prove it. You know what? New guy in the job, he gets to do the cleanup work. All right, light duty work out of the way. Time to do some heavy lifting here. We're going to do some lags in here and see if this sucker can keep up with it. .08. That felt respectable. It felt like it knew what it was doing. We're going to follow the same ring around. 13 seconds there, 13.1 or 0.01. Just to be clear, we're measuring till the socket hits the wood just to keep everything even. Wow, 9 seconds. 9 seconds on that one. And the flex hitting the nitro, 7.0 was 8 seconds on that. Oh my gosh, that thing was a rocket ship. Now let's try some spade bets. These are the self-drilling kind, like aka the speed bore kind of thing. Let's see what they can do here. Flex setting the bar kind of high there at 19.15 seconds there. Now we're measuring all the way till the chucks all the way down in there till the face of the drill hits the wood. We're going to go 2 inches, about 1.5 inches, 2 inches over. .13. What? Well, look at that. Look at that sawdust. See how dark that is? Go back and rewatch that, and you'll see that we hit it. It looks like a rotten spot in there. It got really soft. You could feel it. .12. That was a solid run right there. Now let's see what Senix can do. .13.18. That's nothing to sneeze at. That's a decent run on a newcomer like this. I was pleasantly surprised by it. Quick little cleanup there by the Senix blower. It does a great job. Look at that. It got everything out. Let's go take a look here and see what kind of damage we did. See how clean those holes are. There you can see down there below the Milwaukee hole, you can probably see that rot going through right there. But again, you know, it did everything the rest of them did in a respectable time. Here's the drill. We got it here. Let's see what the drill can do just for some fun. Felt like I was hitting some really clumpy wood in there. You could see it in the grooves of the bit. But let's try the Milwaukee. See if it has the same problems. We're going to go a little bit over, so not exactly the same spot. Definitely felt like it was similar kind of wood, similar kind of issues, but it just powered through it. Here's the drill from Senix, and I'm going to talk about this later. But it didn't hit me as the same kind of like when I picked up the impact driver. That definitely spoke to me as this is compact, it's got power, it's well made. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't feel well made, but it's that rubber chuck. Just basically, it takes away from the whole thing there. If you're trying to come out at a professional grade tool or even a value pro, that rubber chuck just kind of gets on my bad side. The blower, the blower looks great. It looks just like all these blowers should. It's got the buttons where they're supposed to be. It's got the little lanyard thing on it, which I hate. Again, the new ones are shipping without the lanyards here. It's got 3 speeds on it. It's a blower. It'd be hard to mess this one up. You'd have to really try to mess up a blower like this. All right, so yeah, it's a blower. Let's see what else we got here. Let me see if we can grab the grinder and take a look at the grinder. I haven't had a chance to really put this one to the test before I left on my trip. I did run on a few things. It runs fine. It actually felt fairly good. It's almost good enough to warrant its own video, to be honest. As far as like your basic brushless 4.5-inch grinder, you know what? It's a solid grinder, but we'll have to really put it to test to see what it can do. Well, here's the one-handed recip, and you're going to see later in my video, I'm going to show you some stuff from the National Hardware Show where I first saw these tools. And before they had this one-hand, two-hand version, I wasn't really thrilled with. Really happy to see more of a traditional one-hand recip here. I haven't had a chance really to put it to a test. But the look and feel on it, it's matching everything else I've seen from one-handed recips. I think it's gonna do fairly well. Again, this might be deserving of its own video. Well, there you go. You saw it in action. You saw what happened. I was impressed with the tool for a first edition coming out, just swinging out of the gates. He tried his hardest, didn't he? I mean, did he compete with the big boys? Yeah, but he was close. He was close in there. Now let's talk about. We talk about tools in 5 different categories. We talk about just basically beginner level tools, and then we talk just strong DIY kind of stuff. And then we talk prosumer. That's that one where you're getting up there. It's almost professional grade, but not quite. Then we got another one right in the middle there. It's called Value Pro. This one that's good enough for the pros, costs a little bit less. And then you got your full blown professional level tools. Where does Senix fall in this? Well, let's go through this and we'll talk about the performance and everything at the end here and see where it falls. So Senix, we're on their website here, 20 volt. This is the 1/4-inch brushless impact tool only, $99.99. Now don't click away just yet because we're going to tell a story here and we're going to talk about it, and also we're going to have a conversation because Senix, they're going to watch this, all right? So and I do have to thank Senix for sending these tools over for review. I talked to them at the show and I begged them. I was like, hey, I want to take a look at these. I want to put them to the test. And they did that. It's a great looking tool, but that price, $100 on that. You're looking at with one battery and a charger and a bag. It's a decent bag. It's an okay battery. Nothing to write home about. Great tool. Batteries are okay. I didn't bust them open to see what's inside, but they perform decently enough. So, but $150, I mean, now here's the thing. 5-year warranty, 3-year limited battery and charger. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? 5-year warranty, 3-year limited battery and charger. But $150 for the combo. Now, you can buy this other places than on Senix website. You can buy it at Tractor Supply. Well, You can buy it online at Tractor Supply because it's not in store. It's online only. Walmart, same price, online only. Amazon, oddly enough, online only, coming in at the same price. Now there is, look at this, a 25% off coupon right now. But again, we compare MSRP prices, coupon sale prices, everything else. But at $75, that makes that's a lot better argument, let's say. Let's compare it against the ones we just, price-wise, with what we just demoed in the shop. The Flex, which I think is probably the leading, impact driver out there. I think they're probably king of the hill. The tool only on that thing is coming in at $159. And I think it's worth every penny. The Milwaukee comes in at $149, worth every penny. The fuel, if I didn't mention it before, the Flex we've had for quite some time. The Milwaukee we bought new for this video. Then we got the Hercules. The Hercules we got earlier this year. I think it was right around January, February. $69.99 on that one. That's not the sale price. That's just the price. $70. 5-year warranty on that. So Senix coming in at $100 now. Granted, on Amazon you're going to get a bit of a discount. I think that's awesome, and they should probably do that across the board. I think it does need to come down because I didn't feel it hit. It definitely didn't hit the pro level. It didn't feel like it was. I mean, the build quality is good, but it didn't strike me as a Flex or as the Milwaukee. It honestly, I didn't feel quite did as has the build quality of the Hercules. And when you look at it, it's the light down here. It's got this weird thing where you can turn the light on and off from this button and not have it set on the trigger. And I was expecting with this plastic here around it, there would be some sort of like aura light or something, but no, that's not the case. I mean, it does have the quick inset, or the quick insert on the collet. I think that's great. It took a lot of other companies some time to come up and finally do that, and here they are doing it right out of the bat. It feels, when you pick it up, it feels like it is well built, like it's a well made top tier tool. Performance wise, it was certainly close, but it didn't feel like it was sitting quite at the same table. I would rate this as a high end prosumer tool is where I feel it's at right now. Part of the other thing that goes along with that is when you go to Senix website, we go to Senix, we come over here and, look, they've partnered with Richard Childress Racing. That's pretty cool. If you don't know, a lot of these companies, these race cars, they use these blowers to keep the engines cool and stuff while they're parked and they're doing stuff in the shop and whatnot. But if you scroll through here, we see 4-cylinder gas, we see cordless, we see, and the X2, when I first saw that, I thought, oh, it's using 2 batteries. No, they just call the battery series the X2. That's all it is. It's just a name. X5 cordless, the wheeled series. Do we have non-wheeled lawnmowers? I don't know. Combo kits, parts and accessories. I'm Senix, great guys, by the way. I've had a chance to talk several times with the guys at Senix. They're cream of the crop, folks. All right, just down to earth. That's what I really loved about them. The first editions of these came with the little tassel, the little tether. It's very common when you see things overseas and stuff, but in the United States we don't do that. And I mentioned it to them. They're like, "Oh yeah, that the first round had those, but we're getting rid of them. We'd already talked to manufacturing on that." And then, but what you don't see here, in fact, look at Shop by Technology. You know what you don't see? You don't see power tools. All you see is outdoor power equipment because this is an outdoor power equipment company. And they really need to call these things out because I had to go through and search, and you find it like kind of mixed in. Like here's the blower. That's kind of, there's a grinder. And I had to go through and I had to basically find each one of these to pull them out. Here's the combo kit for the drill driver. You're looking at $139. Again, just a little high, I think. And honestly, the drill, it's got a plastic chuck. And at this level, guys, if you're pricing at this level, you're trying to perform at this level, a high-end metal chuck is pretty much a necessity. Nobody wants to see a plastic chuck. It makes it feel like you're in that, the home and garden section, buying your first drill. Anyway, it definitely needs more there. We need also more battery options. I think there was a 2 amp hour and a 5 amp hour, which is great to see a 5 amp hour, but everybody else is strides ahead of that. At this price level, you should have 21,700 cells. You should have, unless of course you're Makita, because Makita can get away with that, but you're not Makita. And I'm saying this with love. All right, because I love seeing new players. I really do. I always root for the new guy coming in here, and I want to see him establish and become successful and push the market forward because we all win as far as I'm concerned. The hammer drill here coming in at 179. Again, the hammer drill doesn't have a handle or anything like that. Now Hercules got away with that when they first came out, but they've since added that kind of stuff in as well. The one hand recip, it's a nice little one hand recip. I can't say anything negative about it. It's brushless. That's one thing I'd point out. I believe all of these tools are brushless, all 20 volt, all brushless. $119, tool only. Does seem a bit on the high side. The grinder, we're coming in 20 volt max, 4.5 inch brushless angle grinder, $109, tool only. And I expect to see this on the manufacturer's website. All right, that doesn't surprise me at all. When I go and I see it at Walmart or at Tractor Supply or on Amazon or in retail, I expect to see lower pricing than that. The job site blower is $89.99. It's a decent job site blower. There you can see the little what do they call that thing? Lanyard thing on it. I hate those things. But anyway, everyone's got one of these. They're a dime a dozen. There's only like one or two factories I think they actually make those, or at least the casing for those. And why are we seeing this? Why are we seeing these tools that came out and they're decent. They're definitely decent tools. This is a great looking grinder. I haven't had much chance to do anything with it. The one hand recip, I did a few things with the one hand recip. I thought it was fine. But if you're coming out with this kind of pricing, you are pricing at value pro to professional. And these are all the tools. That's it. There's only a couple batteries. There's only one charger. There's only one bag. And the reason, and the feeling I'm getting here is that this is another Greenworks situation. If you're not familiar, Greenworks, huge outdoor power equipment line, and they are trying to make 24 volt happen over there. And I'll say this, I think Senix is doing a much better job of making good tools that people want to pick up and use and stuff than Greenworks is. I'm sorry, Greenworks has sent me their tools. I did a review on them. I was not impressed. I gave them to a buddy of mine who didn't have anything. He thinks they're great. I was not impressed with them. Now, granted, I only had the brush, not the brushless. But this is a company that's and when I mentioned it before, when I mentioned it after National Hardware Show, a lot of people were like, "Oh yeah, I've used their outdoor power equipment stuff for years. It's good stuff." If you're looking for a gas mower, they've been doing that for years. Nothing super, super high end. Some good solid, it looks like budget, middle of the road kind of stuff. Then we go look at the outdoor 4-cycle stuff. You got chainsaws, looks like you get some good chainsaws, some good trimmers. They got a backpack blower. Again, we got tillers and stuff. Again, it's that solid mid-range to budget kind of level, which I'm not angry about. All right, I love to see people like this stepping up. We got the electric stuff we talked about before, and then they also have this is the new one. The X5 is a 58 volt system, not like Ego's 56. They got two extra 58 volt, and it looks intriguing. Look at that. It's a big beefy chainsaw. The trimmers, the pole saws. This looks like a solid line. It looks like like it's going to compete with Ego. It's going to compete with Greenworks, 40, 60, 80 volt kind of systems like that. It's going to be in there. I haven't had a chance to play with it. All I can say is that that's what it looks like from my perspective. And then they also have some corded stuff as well, if you're looking for the bargain level kind of stuff. So where does that leave us then with Senix? Well, I'm going to say that I'm going to rank them as a solid prosumer grade tool. I think they have aspirations for going to that budget pro level. I don't think they're quite there yet. What I would love to see is getting more tools, more accessories, just expanding the line. Now, who's going to buy this? Well, the person I think who might buy this is they get their pricing adjusted accordingly for the market. Because right now at $100, I think they're off. Even at $75 on Amazon, it's better. It's so much better. But again, I can't sit there and say, hey, you should buy them and not buy the Hercules, unless what you're looking to do is combine your 20-volt battery system with some 20-volt outdoor power equipment, which is not what's going to go on with Hercules. I don't think we're ever going to see that level of outdoor power equipment from Hercules. Maybe we will one day, but you know what? Senix has it now. So if they've got the 5, 6 tools that you need and you don't see yourself going beyond that, but you also want some outdoor power equipment, then they might be the company to think about. 5-year warranty, 3-year on the battery. And again, if they can get the pricing a little bit better, that would be a really solid go-to one. So let me know what you think. Put it down in the comments down below. Also, I want to say a huge shout out, a huge thank you to World of Warships. Don't forget that you can play as Megadeth. Right now, you can jump in there. And really, I have been playing World of Warship for years. Almost is it 8-10 years? It was a long time. I've been playing World of Warships, and I absolutely love the game. I'll be honest, I walk away for a while, I come back, I walk away, I come back, and it's always fresh, and it's always fun, and I always enjoy it. So I got my contact information down below. If you want to join, they've got the coupon down below. You can click on the link. It's right down there, and then my name's there. You can hit me up in game. We can set up a division and see if we can blow some stuff up together. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.
The cherries are so good. Well, they kind of introduced the cherries. So it's not quite the same thing. It's one of the